May 14th, tune in. I'm gonna take the kids down to Jamaica. We run a youth meet down there, and they all gonna run the relay. They're gonna run individual races. This is their first time going abroad, and they're gonna run internationally.
May 14th?
May 14th.
Really? Who's doing y'all uniforms?
We got it. We got Domo.
Wow. All right, enough talking. Let's go. I got my money on Blaze. Just Blaze? You ready? Let's go. Let's go line up. Hey, old man, don't pull no hamstring.
Man, you know I'm in shape, man. That's what I do. That's what I do. That handshake ain't gonna work.
You ready for that?
That ain't gonna work.
You ready?
You want, what you want, what? What, yeah. Anybody can get it. What? Yeah.
That's great.
All right, y'all ready? Run this to your mark. Set. Go!
Let's go! Let's go!
Hey, who won?
We gotta go review the film.
Yeah.
You good?
And it's over. Back to the 4 more years.
We had to fight to get a meal, yeah. Wrongfully accused, we had to fight to get appeals. That's why we right to get a deal. He on the team, he gotta eat, you know, despite the skills. Keep it riding for the fam, you gotta light the wheels straight up. But in the past bad, work up in the trash bag. I'll pass a lot to take the test before I pass class. And my family needed bread, I had to come correct. That's why I keep airing it out like I just passed gas.
The I Am Athlete Parlay. We've been hot. These are guaranteed wins.
I'm gonna take Arizona over San Fran.
Whoa.
It's all about matchups, understanding who's playing against who. It's a game of chess.
What's up, good people? B. Marshall here from I Am Athlete. Look, download Draftkings Sportsbook, the app. Use promo code ATHLETE and get in the game. It's NBA playoff time. Games going down to the wire. A lot of action. Look, they have same game parlays and so many other things you can do to stack bets and make your bag bigger. Download DraftKings Sportsbook, the app. Use promo code ATHLETE. Bet $5, you get 150 in free bets. Where else can you get 30-to-1 odds? Get in the game.
DraftKings.com is the sportsbook. I Am Athlete is the platform. Parlay, I Am Athlete all day. Promo code ATHLETE. Let's get it.
Maybe mom and dad were right when they told me this wouldn't be nothing. Oh, is it confidence or confusion? Either way, I feel like I ain't never losing. Your opinion of mine, you know just what I'm choosing. I gotta do this, cause I can't fall asleep at night without seeing my dreams. Delusion and reality, I'm somewhere in between.
Next up, retired American sprinter, competed in the 60 meters, 100 meters, 200 meters. In 2004, became the Olympic champion of the whole wide world in 100 meters. In 2005, 2017, world champion in the 100 meters, 2005, world champion in 200 meters, and in 2019, world champion in the 4x1. Also, let's not forget 2017 trivia question before we even jump into the show. One of 2 people in the whole wide world to beat Usain Bolt. Who is it? Who is it? Who is it? Justin Gatlin.
Justin Gatlin.
There we go. I'm gonna take that one. that one.
You just recently retired from the sport that obviously you still felt like you could compete.
I've trained for 20 years of my life, just professionally, not even including college or high school. 20 years of my life just professionally. And to wake up one day and not go to practice, it just blew my mind. I really had to figure out who I was now, and then really like turn on those creative juices to figure out that I'm not talented because I'm fast. I'm talented because I'm determined. I'm talented because I'm hungry.
I like that.
And I can be able to take that energy and apply it to something else in life and still be that successful or even more.
Ooh. What is next in life? Did you know? Did you pre-plan it ahead of time, or was you just focused on track. Now that you're retired, okay, I don't know what's next. What's next?
You remember when Brett Favre retired?
Yeah.
Brett Favre? I read an article when Brett Favre retired, and he said, a piece of you feels like it dies when you retire. Right. And I remember reading that maybe 5 years or 6 years before I retired, and that thing haunted me for like the next 5 years. Right. And then I realized it was like, it only haunted me because my identity was this, being a runner. And then I realized I had to be something else to be able to survive in life, to evolve. Right. And that's where I was happy, because now I'm excited to be able to conquer the world. I don't got to do it with my feet anymore. I can do it with my mind. I can do it with my heart.
A lot of guys, when you say a piece of you die in this transition, there's a lot of guys or a lot of athletes, you know, male and female, they die because their entire identity is in that sport, and they don't know how to get to the next thing. They never even thought about it.
They don't know how to make the transition.
That transition is tough, it's brutal. You talk about being a father, right? Because that's awkward for a lot of us athletes transitioning back into the household, and it's like you're home. I'll be honest with you. Mishi walk away for 3-4 days, she go and, do her own thing, and I'm with the kids. I love my kids. But they get to a point, I'd be like, damn them kids, I need to go back to work. I'm trying to get out the crib. I don't know how, bro. You know what I'm saying? So like that whole transition is serious, and we got to dive deep into that. But like, that transition, man, like I truly believe a lot of people need to actually talk to someone and do therapy, to work through that, because a lot of people don't make it through it.
At the stage in my life, I love being a dad, man. Not that I never loved being a dad, but I think as an athlete, we all kind of focused on grinding, getting it, because we want to be providers. But now I have the opportunity, because I've retired from the sport, I had the opportunity to be able to be a dad who takes his child to daycare every morning, or pick him up, or put him to sleep, or wake up 5 o'clock in the morning with him, like bonding. I never really had the opportunity to really do that with my 11-year-old because I was gone so much. I was traveling overseas, and even though I would take him to the Olympics or Olympic trials or different meets with me, it still was not the same as being right there in the household every day with you, you know what I mean? And that's where I really, really love that part now in my life.
Hey, what's up, Chef? Chef Lo, what's up?
What's up? How y'all doing?
We break bread on our show. Obviously, you've watched it, so we always, break bread.
Man, I'm a fan. I've been waiting for the food.
You've been waiting for the food?
My man.
So Chef Lo's story, he started with I Am Woman, and he became legendary not only because his taste from the islands and his accent, London and the Caribbean, and then like he always sweating. That's why he kept prepared.
That song got the rag ready.
That's when you know you a good cook, boy. When you sweat, you got the rag ready, boy.
Got the rag ready. You feel me? So what we have right here is a smoked alla vaca angel hair pasta with seared salmon and scallops. And we got a little chives on top with some diced tomatoes.
We got smoked
alla vaca. So pretty much what it is.
He said alpaca. He said.
How you say it?
Alla vaca.
Alla vaca.
So a la vaca.
So Chef, I should put this lemon across
You gotta get that little spread over the top.
Right there across the shrimp.
A little bit quicker than that. You know about that. Shoot.
Man, I retired, man. I'm trying to slow down here.
Where you been?
Shoot, man. Just I had a youth, bruv. I had a little picnic, a little girl.
Congrats.
Congrats to you, brother.
Congrats.
Hey, how's it been?
Listen, number 8, same old.
Damn. All right, shoot. I was thinking about stopping at 4, but shoot. Hey, and for real, how was it competing against Usain Bolt, bro?
The thing is, I loved it. Mm-hmm. The moment I saw him, I've been running against Usain since 2005.
Okay.
When he was a youth and he came into the World Championships in 2005, he ran the 200. I won the 200, but he was just coming on. Usain arrived on the scene for the track world 2007. He really arrived in the Olympics 2008, But competing against somebody like him, he brought the best out of me. He made me want to train harder. He made me want to be a different athlete. He made me eat cleaner, work harder, compete harder, because that was an athlete that represented a standard I always wanted to get to. So when I banged against him, I was ready anytime. I wanted to race against him every day if I could.
Oh, for real? You know his secret was sea moss, right?
I thought it was yams.
Nah, bro, it's that Seymour's, bro. But hey, be careful with that, because you might have some youth for that one. But I don't think you should take it, bro. You might have number 9 and 10 at the same time.
I got fixed. I'm neutered.
This is news. This is I Am Athlete breaking news.
Did it hurt?
15-minute procedure.
How'd you know it was time to get snip?
I got 8.
That was the goal?
Ocho, it's a good number.
Damn.
What was the recovery like?
I was having sex about 6 hours later. I didn't want to make sure the procedure worked, because if she got pregnant after the procedure, then I could sue.
Did she get pregnant?
I'm not sure yet.
Chef, love you, man. You
Nah,
funny,
appreciate
bro.
y'all, man. Thank you. Have a good one.
All right.
Chef brought up Usain. In his documentary, I Am Bolt. Have you seen it?
I've seen bits and pieces of it.
Okay.
Lean on.
I watched every minute of it.
You lying.
Listen, on everything. I couldn't bring myself to watch it while I was competing.
Right.
Because he was one of my top competitors. Right. So I couldn't really sit there and be like, watch this, knowing that I'm a major part of the documentary.
Oh yeah, you were a major
I'm a
part
major
of the
part of the
documentary.
And I only know this because people tell me this, so.
Oh yeah. According to Usain, in his documentary, I Am Bolt, he lost his fire, his drive, his passion. He was having burnout. He was really going through it, and I'm sure you've been through it as well at some point. Then he saw you talking some smack.
What'd I say?
That you were ready to topple him and take him down and take the crown.
So hold on, we paraphrasing. This is exactly what I said on the doc. I ain't seen the doc.
That the American, it was mainly the American team, but it was you, because you guys spent most of your careers kind of overlapping, and he was like, yeah, I got my fire back now. Yeah. He was sitting in the hotel. He was shooting himself. He was shooting himself for the documentary.
Yep.
And he was like, I got my fire back now. And he thanked you.
I don't know if you've seen the video of the race in 2017, his last race where I beat him at the World Championships. I cross the line, I celebrate, and I immediately turn to him and I pay homage to him. You know what I'm saying? Only because we were in a space where only me and him could understand that it was like an Ali Frazier kind of thing. It was a thing that we know that if we compete hard and bring our A game, history will remember us. And I wasn't backing down, and he wasn't backing down. So every time we saw each other, we was going at it. It got to a point where we wouldn't race each other in a normal season. The only time I would see Usain is one time a year at the finals of every championship. Now, mind you, anybody else in the race, I would race them like 3, 4, 5 times in a year. So I got their number. I know how to.
So hold on, you saying he was ducking you?
I didn't say I'm ducking me. It's called strategizing.
I didn't know there was strategy in track.
I didn't know
Explain that.
If you watch a lot of the races Usain beats me in, it's the last 20 meters of the race. So with my injury, I said, all right, I can't get out hard, so I can't usually run the normal plan that I was going to run. Right. So I said, let's switch it up. So I started watching old tapes when I was in college where I had top end speed, and that's what I brought back to the table. So I gave them a whole different look. So usually where they'll be peeking at me at 20 to go, I was peeking at them 20 to go, and I was able to come across the line and take the victory because I gave them a whole different look that they'd never seen before. That's strategy.
That's crazy, because we're talking about 9 seconds. We have 2 halves. We have 4 quarters to actually strategize, go in the locker room and do that. You talking about 9 seconds, bro. To me, the strategy, get out the blocks and go.
Yeah, I think if I'm not mistaken, when it comes to track, it's 3 different phases, right?
Yes.
3 different phases. Shit, you can be good at all 3. Some people are better at 1. Some people are better on the back end. I don't really know how it works. I'm just fast, so I don't know anything about it. But I'm just curious for you. You front end or back end, or you got all 3 phases down to a T?
I think I was known throughout my career to be able to be good on both sides.
Right.
Front part of my career was I was a back end runner. Right. Like I had top end speed. I was okay out the blocks. But coming back into the sport, a lot of these guys were out there running 9.7s, 9.8s, easy, 9.6s, 9.5. So I was like, to get into the game, I got to get in the game quicker than them, and then figure out what I got to do once I'm ahead of everybody in the race. So then I worked on my start. So then as I worked on my start, I became one of the best starters in the world.
A large portion of your career was spent kind of fighting 2 suspensions, and that sort of led to Usain's rise to prominence. Do you feel like your absence
Created this monster.
created the greatest track runner in not U.S. but world history?
Nah, if nothing happened to me and I still ran track and I wasn't away from the sport for 4 years, I still believe that there was going to be the rise of Bolt. Now, it was going to be how I was going to handle that because I was on the throne at that point in time. But I welcomed all challenges. I don't think that my absence made him better or brought him into the game. I just thought that watching him at 18, 17, 16 years old and already running 19 seconds on 200, it was bound to happen. He's coming. You see him from a distance. And usually phenoms like that, you see them from a distance. They just don't show up one day and just start running fast. Right.
I'm Jamaican. Let me put that on the table. let me put that on the table. So, you're talking about our greatest legend.
Gotcha.
He became such a bigger than life figure for that country. And it kind of inspired, I think, we've always been good track runners, but it inspired a new generation of track runners. Why is Jamaica so good at track?
They believe. So someone like Usain comes along and just smashes every record and lives the life that a lot of these young athletes desire to live. It sparks inspiration. If this young guy who grew up barefooted, running around on the same island that most of them ran around on, could do it, why can't I? And I think that he instilled so much inspiration in those young athletes that were with him, not even coming behind him, with him, his own competitors and his own countrymen, to run better, run stronger, run faster, because they wanted to be a part of that. It's harder in America to do so because our talent pool is so deep.
Yeah.
So deep. Like we probably could make 4 relays just out of Team USA. That's how many top sprinters we have. Where Jamaica usually comes with 1 relay, and these guys, probably 3 out of those 4, have ran with each other since they were youth athletes.
Obviously, you guys had a rivalry during your playing career. What is the relationship like now? If you see him at a McDonald's with Chad, is there going to be a dap pound?
Who are we talking about?
Usain Bolt.
Ooh.
Yeah, it'll be all love. He probably would be up and down with Chad. He loves chicken nuggets. That's his favorite meal. So it's been times where we had races.
Did you see that in the documentary? That's what.
No, you thought you called me though. But I've been to meets and I've been there. We had like a little cafeteria style where you get food, right? And I open up the little silver tray and I'm like, well, these damn nuggets. Man, damn, Usain Bolt here. So he likes nuggets and they outfit him with nuggets at dinner.
Don't say nothing.
I'm not gonna say
Don't
nothing.
say nothing.
The same nuggets this man like.
I'm not even gonna say nothing.
Thank you.
But I would say that, yeah, it's all love, man. There's been times where we partied together, you know what I'm saying, after races. So it's all love. We realize.
He can party too.
Oh, man. He gonna take the whole DJ booth over.
Let me ask you a question. You live in Orlando, right?
Yeah.
Shacarri lives and trains in Orlando, I believe.
We were training partners before I retired, yeah, every day.
Wow. So there's a lot, what is she going through? What have you talked to her about? Does she listen to you? How is that relationship?
We talk often, especially when I was there training. You gotta understand that she started running track in high school, right? And she became state champion, right? Then she went off and got a big scholarship to LSU. Freshman year, she goes out in the last race she has a freshman year. She breaks a 20-year-old record, runs 10.7, which is bona fide one of the fastest times a woman has ever run in history professionally. And then she wins NCAAs. And then after that, she gets whisked away and turns pro. Gets one of the biggest contracts ever signed by a female, right? There was really no time to have any kind of downslope. What I mean by that is when we in a rut, you know what I mean? Everything has been taken off for her. Everything has been that point where success was easy for her. Training was crazy. I watched this girl train, oh my God. I was like, you looking at somebody who's potentially about to break the world record, the way she trained.
What was it? What did you see? This is exactly what we just talked about. You seen it.
That dog, man. Like, she came from, her past wasn't always the best, you know what I mean? So I think she came from an environment where she had to fight a lot, you know what I mean? Like, not physically, but like had to fight.
Survive.
To survive, exactly. And I believe that she takes that energy and she put it into track. She had that chip on her shoulder. And watching that practice, like anybody can get it. It's been times where she swung on me at practice, you know? But the point is that she came in with the mentality of, ain't nobody gonna shut me down, ain't nobody gonna tell me what to do. I'm here to make my mark. That's how she looks at it.
Right. Is there any moment or, any story you can tell us about that dog? Because like in football, we know, right, Ocho, like, we miss a pass, we off, let's do it again. Let's do it again. Kobe Bryant, he has a terrible game. Midnight, everybody's gone out of the Staples Center.
Back in the gym.
He's back in there, no lights on, getting up 1,000 shots. Like, we saw that. We that's what we mean by greatness, and you see it. So, like, is there any story where it's like, oh, that's when I knew?
She's just built different, man. Like, to be honest, physically, she has like the perfect form. If you watch her and you slow it down and understand you have an eye for track and field, like the way she strikes the ground, hits the ground, you don't have to coach it. She naturally does it. So by doing that, she picks up speed naturally. It's amazing. Like, usually people have an attribute of being fast up the blocks or finish a race strong, but she has the talent of perfect technique. That's her talent, which is crazy. So with that being said, someone like her, where we went into sports, and sports wasn't a struggle, but it was a challenge for us, an obstacle that we had to overcome, our ups and downs. For her, it was, if I try a little harder and I give 85% gonna give me 10-6. So the sky's the limit when it comes to her track-wise and sport-wise. It was bringing herself together to understand the greatness that is in front of her away from the sport.
It's interesting that you said that, because like growing up or playing high school football here in Florida, it's like super competitive, especially at the skill position. And so what I realized through my journey was I was never a 5-star. I wasn't highly recruited like the Ryan Moores of the world and so many other wide receivers. The one at University of Miami, we can name so many dudes, Florida State. And I'm not saying this to big myself up or put them down. What happened was I noticed a lot of those guys where it came natural, and it, like you said, like it was just there. They didn't work as much, and they didn't even make it to the NFL, or they made it to NFL State 1 year, 2 years, or 3 years, and that was it.
Dog.
But what I realized was this is like, and I tell youth athletes this all the time, is like, I said, talent only takes you so far. You know what I'm saying? That discipline, that work ethic is critical. You may be here right now, the pack is here, or everybody else, or that one person's there, but just keep working, because you never know, right? A lot of times when you have it naturally, it's not enough because you don't have the work ethic. So I say all that to ask this question. What does the future look like for her? Does she have that work ethic? Is she getting that? We talk about being a pro. I called you to Drew Brees in track. Are you having that conversation with her where it's like, this is how you be a pro. This is how you do these things.
Yeah, I mean, the bond we have is that I've been where she's going, right? And I know she's going, and then she's going to go beyond where I've been. When I tell you she's a dog, she comes out to practice, and the reason why we have stopwatches is because you can be able to compute to tell you where they are on the track and what pace they're running. And if they're in a real race, this is the time they'll finish in, right? She comes through, boop, 10 5s, boop, 10 3s. You know what I mean? That's smashing the world record that Flojo put together. So if she's doing that at practice, it's only going to be a moment in time where if she puts together in a track meet, in a real meet, she's breaking the world record.
Yeah, but bro, like 80% of the game in life is mental, 20% physical. And that's why I talked about those books, Body, Mind, Mastery, The Way of the Peaceful Warrior, because it talks about that. Like, how do I get all of that, right? So I say that because the situation happened with her, okay? She comes back and boom, she had that attitude, she got that swagger, she got the confidence, and then she performs the way she did. to me, that was not physical, that was mental.
I mean, I understand where you're coming from. It is mental. But then when you layer it and you look at where she was coming from, her mother just died. She's about to be at the Olympic trials, first time ever, and she's already 21, 22 years old. You know, there was so much pressure, and she was and is the golden child, especially for track and field and Nike. So there was so much pressure on her to perform at a high level. I think that she wasn't ready to be able to meet those pressures without being herself. And what I say that is, she could have did it and did it without any of those circumstances that came with it. But she realized now that that pressure is there. I think that she has staying power. I think she's gonna stay in the game. I'm not being biased because, like I said, I watched her train, and I know that when she plugs in, she'll be ready to go.
So when it's all said and done, what's gonna be her story?
The greatest female U.S. track sprinter.
Okay.
I'm gonna go further than that. The greatest female sprinter, period, man. And I'm only saying this because, like I said, I watched her train. I watched her compete. I watched what her mentality is. And it was so close to what I was and how I was thinking when I was running. But it was like she was born in an era where social media matters. Right. You know, so other people's opinion matter. And it shouldn't, because they're watching you.
I pray, right, because you talked about her story and where she comes from. She was, like, she's surviving, you know? And so, like, and a lot of us come from that, right? And there's, you know, I don't want to get too deep into all of this, but it's like, you know, trust. How do we trust people when people are trying to take advantage of us, and et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. So I just pray, man, that you, because I always wonder, my thing is like, who's in her corner that's helping her walk through this? Of course she's gonna make mistakes. We've all made mistakes. Nobody's perfect. We know that she has a talent. You're saying that she has the work ethic, she has a dog mentality, but to be what you're saying, what you just said she's gonna be, it takes a village, it takes like mentors, it takes people that she can trust to be in her corner, know that I'm here for you. I don't care about this social media, I don't care about all of that. I'm just here to give you, hold you accountable, right? And be here with you. So I just pray, man, that that's you, and that you really like own that position. And she may have other people. I don't know her. I never met her. Yeah. But like, I see greatness in her, and she can't. I think she can be that. She just needs that circle. Everybody needs that village.
Yeah, she does. And from the agent to myself to her coach and her parents and family that's around her, like, she has that circle that is needed to be able to keep her where she needs to be, which is on top. That circle, from what I've seen and what I know, because I know all of them personally before she even came to the picture. Her agent was my agent. Her coach was my coach. Okay. So you understand what I'm saying? Okay. So it's not like there's outside entities that are trying to get her for money or whatever else. Right. They want to see the greatness happen as well.
And the greatness comes with her remaining her true self. Yep. Remaining exactly who she was when she was surviving. I need the long hair. I need the long nails. I need the trash talking before meets. I need all that. Please do not change who she is, just in general.
All right, now I'm gonna challenge you.
What happened?
Join the team.
What team?
Her team.
What, Olympic?
Be her marketing agent.
Oh, I'm ready. That's easy.
Bro, make it happen. Think about this. We love all that. Of course, like, that's who she is.
That's easy work.
But if we can get her, right, like, okay, boom, performing at a high level, you give her the sweet science, right? That Drew Brees stuff, strategy. We all morph into that, evolve as athletes, learning this stuff. You bring Ocho in, and he give her that. Now we talking about $200 million before it's over.
Easy.
300.
Easy.
Can you make that happen?
I could talk to her.
Bro, why you don't have your own marketing agency and your own, why you not consulting for brands and people how to build brands?
I consult for McDonald's. That's why we have over 90 billion sold.
Get out of here.
My question is, for you, and I know you played football at Tennessee for a season, track? I know that was what you were good at, but that's not where the money is. I mean, it's good money.
Yeah.
But, you know, at the height of your career, what did you make?
10 a year.
20.
You talking? I'm not. Yeah.
Off the field. Yeah. 20.
So we look like a mill. Yeah.
You leaving a lot of tape. You were world-class athlete.
The height of your career, you made $1 million a year.
Yeah. And that's in track. That's not including endorsements that will come with it. But yeah.
But that's the business, though.
That's the business.
Track and field, tennis, golf, right? Like, you make the purses and winnings, like, that's one thing. But the endorsements is really the money. Like, can you tell us how much you made in 1 year, with everything included?
I mean, you looking at the height of career, I was coming across making between 75, 80, 100,000 a race. So that's in 9 seconds, which sounds really impressive. But if you have maybe 10 races a year, and then you're not thinking about championships, because championships, you're doing it for your team, for your country. So you ain't getting no appearance fee from that.
That sounds like I'm losing money.
Well, there's a lot of challenges here, and that could take us to so many conversations, because, I mean, man, like when I talk to my kids, now I got 3 kids. I got twins, 7 years old, boy and girl, Z and Ziggy, and I got a 2-year-old son, his name is Zoe, okay? I don't want him to play football. There's other reasons for that, but to me, when I looked at you, bro, on the biggest stage in the world in sports, we're talking about the Olympics, traveling the world to be able to compete, that is amazing. Football, we landlocked. We're sitting right here in the U.S. We're talking about, man, some of the greatest athletes and the greatest performers in the world, like being able to do things with the human body, get things out of the human body that is ridiculous. And the money and the situation, no unions and things like that, it's baffling to me, because there's every 4 years, the entire world is tuned in to you guys, right? And the people don't know the back end and the struggle and the sacrifice that you got to make to actually just compete. So that's crazy to me.
I had an aha moment when we were in 2012, the Olympics in London. And every Olympics, everyone stops to watch the 100. The world stops for 9 seconds to watch the 100 meters, right? And I remember all the basketball players came running into the stadium. Kobe, Bron, Melo, all of them come running to the stadium and watch the 100 meters. Gun goes off, pow, going crazy. Right when we cross the finish line, then everybody disperses. Everybody's, we out, all right. Because everybody wanted to see that moment, which is less than a moment. It's only 9 seconds. And then I realized, I was like, why are we not getting more stability, as athletes who are taking this moment? Because that moment, the world's watching. And then I realized, I was like, why we don't got a union? Why don't we have retirement funds? Why don't we have pension? Why are we operating like an amateur sport, but on the highest level of sports itself? We should be professional and have a professional foundation that should be able to secure us, because I done run for 20 years. And when I left from the sport, I left whatever's in my pocket. That's what I have for me. But I had to work hard. So I tell a lot of these athletes, if you want to run track, you got to understand that's a hustle. That means you can't waste no time. You got to be able to take your money, whatever's on the table for you, win, get what you get, because when you leave the sport, you're going to leave with what you have.
And do the right thing with it. Like, I don't know about you, but if I'm being honest, my first contract, I was drafted in the 4th round, and it wasn't this major deal. My guarantee was like $420,000. Overall, it was like 1.5. Bro, when I got back to the table before the Dolphins brought me here, that money was gone. You know what I'm saying? And that was my mentality. It was, man, this money ain't gonna change my life. I ain't gonna be able to buy myself a crib, my mama a crib. I ain't gonna be able to go do this, do that. Like, the next one is the one. But what if I took that 1.5 and invested it properly, bought a property or something, did it the right way? You know what I'm saying? I went back to the table with nothing. You know what I'm saying? And I'm saying that to say, in our sport, if you are a dog and you that guy, you can get that second opportunity, that third opportunity to get that money back.
True, but you only going off the back that dog isn't gonna get injured. That dog isn't gonna have anything outside of his sport that's gonna mess with his mind. You know what I mean? Those things come, and there's so many athletes, we know so many athletes that should have been great athletes, and they're somewhere locked up right now, or they're somewhere 6 feet, or they're somewhere working at a place where they shouldn't be working at.
The best athletes never competed.
Never.
The best hooper, I'm convinced, we never seen the best basketball player, to your point. Like, Michael Jordan is the GOAT.
We've all grown up with people that were exceptional at different sports and different things that just never got the opportunity or swayed and went the opposite way.
I love what you always say, though. It's like discipline, too. That sacrifice, that hustle.
That's all it takes, just a little bit. You ain't got to be crazy, but just a little bit of discipline. And I always, by 10,000 hours. I love that 10,000 hour. I always talk about the 10,000 hour rule. That's all you need. 5 years of discipline. In anything, you will be great at it.
Break that down for me. What is that 10,000 hours?
The 10,000, I mean, for anybody that is watching, the 10,000 hour rule, you put 10,000 hours in anything that you're passionate about and have the work ethic and discipline to do it, you'll be great. I
think that I read an article about that. It's about people who play instruments to be able to be great, right? Beyond like first chair, like you are exceptional as someone who plays an instrument. You have to do 10,000 hours as a standard.
Right.
So if you apply that, I think that's what Chad's saying. If you apply it in your life, you get the same results in whatever you do.
And for the people out there watching, the book to read is Malcolm Gladwell. He's the...
I read all his books.
You read all of his books?
I'm reading his new one right
now.
Which one? Goliath.
Goliath. Yeah. That's dope.
Yeah.
Yep, I read that
Tipping Point, Talking to Strangers. I read all of them.
See, most people don't even realize athletes read.
Yeah, we do. Mate, listen, Malcolm Gladwell, Robert Greene, and Hill Harper are my two favorite authors. The only time I pick up a book and read and when they release something.
Really?
That's it. Well, and obviously Ross. You know, Rod just read Ross' book. That was good, but other than that, that's it. But that 10,000 hour rule, it means so much to me. And then I hate on Twitter and Instagram, I hate hearing people say, I'm manifesting this, I'm manifesting that, but don't have the discipline to put it in work, you know?
Faith without work.
Praying for ain't aligned with your actions, so you fooling yourself.
But this generation, it's a younger generation where they see people are making money on Instagram. People are making money on Twitter Spaces, and people are making money on TikTok.
Right.
And it's easy, and I could just start a business and start selling clothes, and I'm gonna become a millionaire, and that's gonna be my hustle, and you know.
I can't knock everybody, because there's some people out there that's really getting it out there. That's their niche and they doing it. But it ain't for everybody. Like playing football ain't for everybody. Or playing basketball ain't for everybody. Running fast is just for me and Chad. You know what I mean?
I like that you threw me in that.
That's kind of a shot at me. You don't think I'm fast? You not put me in that category?
Listen.
I don't got elite speed?
We've talked in the past a couple of times through IG. When you ready to go, we ready to go.
Listen, he too top heavy. He ain't fast. It's okay to say that. It's okay. He's a bigger individual. He's 6'5", 240. Right. He's not fast. It's okay. Has no quick twitch fibers. So coming out the blocks, I mean, what we doing?
Listen, you gonna get me on the blocks, but this is all I gotta say. You got the record of a House of Athlete on the treadmill. Go back to 2000 and like.
That's a long time ago.
2012. He ran 25 miles per hour with his hands up on the treadmill. So that's the benchmark if you want to race my dog. But for me, I was at 24, so I'm not too far behind you, bro. I was able to hit 24 miles per hour.
Yeah, but see, this is it.
At 30 pounds heavier. Make sure you point that out.
But this is the difference. I can do 25 miles per hour without assistance.
I ain't have no assistance. I did.
The assistance is the treadmill actually moving. You have to turn over.
You ain't doing no 25 miles per hour on the GPS. You not moving that fast now.
I can go through a school zone and get a ticket on my feet.
Bro, so what was your fastest 100 meter?
9.73.
What does that translate to miles per hour?
28 to 30.
That's maintaining. He's maintaining. You get the top end speed at maybe 30 meters?
A little bit after that. So the average sprinter is going to get to the top end about 70 meters, but the elites will get to top end about 50, 60.
So your drive phase, you going from drive phases from to about 30? When your head come up?
I don't know. All I'm saying is that my drive phase consists of a whole 40-yard dash. You know what I'm saying?
Have you ever been timed in a 40?
I've been timed in a 40.
What would it be?
When I did my tiny little stint.
Yeah. Oh no. We're gonna get into your tiny little stint now. So you did have to run a 40 for these NFL teams.
He's about to say something that ain't gonna be believable.
Well, actually, it could after the combine recently. It might be believable.
Oh, they was fast.
Them boys was running.
Oh, they was fast.
So I'm gonna take you back. It's not gonna be believable.
Okay.
But I'm gonna break it down to you why it's believable.
Okay.
So I went over to the Cardinals. I had a practice with the Cardinals. I came through, I ran 4.1, and then I dropped 4.0.
Hold on. 4.1 what?
4.17.
Okay.
Yeah.
And then you dropped to 4.0.
4.09.
That's believable though.
I went over to the Titans. This is around when Pac-Man left the Titans. They brought me up. And then I went out there. I ran 4.0, 4.05, and then I went and ran 3.9.
Woo!
And I'm gonna tell you why. I'm only tell you why it's real, because if you watch track and field athletes and if you time them from the start going through what would equivalently be the 40-yard dash, we all would come through on outdoor. We all come through about 4.2 or lower, 4.1, 4.0. Wow. So all that is real.
Right.
Usain, myself, Christian Coleman, you going into 3.8s, 3.7s, easily.
DK Metcalf. Who else?
Tyreek Hill.
Tyreek Hill.
Who wins if they race? Whoever get the better start.
Out of those two?
I don't think football players are that fast.
Did you not see DK Metcalf run Buddy down into the Cardinals? What's his name?
But that's different. We talk about track speed, football speed.
Did you see that play? Do you know
I
what I'm
saw
talking
that play, but you know DK already ran 100 meters in Mount Sac.
Yeah, but he wasn't training for that. You just talked
No,
about
no. I'm for him, bro.
Okay.
I'm for him.
So, all right, you tell me, who you like, Tyreek or DK Metcalf? If they race, we'll stay right there. That's what you said from the beginning. I'll listen.
I say whoever get the better start.
Like I said, if
Bro,
Tyreek,
you got to pick one. Don't be all the political stuff.
DK with me.
Wow. You know, Tyreek gonna hear this, Cheetah gonna hear you. He take it personal. He gonna be responding. You know he is.
We talk about DK and Tyreek, and we just had 2 4.2s that just ran at the combine. 3 4.2s, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, one from here, Olave, Chris Olave. Yeah.
4.21, right? He just broke the record.
Well, no, that was another. I'm talking about the House of Athlete
Oh,
guys.
okay.
Like, my dog was one of the top performers.
Okay. Hold on. Let me get somewhere with it.
Hey,
let me get somewhere with this football because we haven't really addressed this.
Go ahead.
You know he tried to play receiver. Why receiver? Because you could have made a lot of money as a cornerback. Because you really don't have to tackle anybody. Am I correct, gentlemen?
No, we ain't got to talk. No, you couldn't have made no money. Because that's how we got into it. Because that's like, you know, track and field is easy. It's not easy, but what I'm talking about is you fast, but okay, can you fast, catch the ball, and get hit and get back up and do it again for 13 years? How did you feel when that first time you got smacked? Was that a problem for you?
It wasn't a problem for me because I played in high school, but I played free safety, so I was doing more to hitting than getting hit. But I guess the problem for me was the understanding of the play because it was a totally different element for me. You know what I mean? And when I learned, I looked like a receiver, I moved like a receiver, but I was never taught how to be able to break the plays down.
Right.
And then I had to understand how to govern my speed because when the ball was snapped, I was gone. I was trying to run the fastest 10 and out there was out. I'm trying to go. But I understood that later on, Gruden, that's who was there at Tampa, Gruden was like, it's a cadence to it. You got to walk, the ball snaps, you got to be able to know where you need to be at, so when he looks for you, you're there.
That's right.
Yeah, I didn't know. We went to watch film, I'm out of the frame in like a second. he was like, gold medal, where you at? Gold medal.
I say if you actually made a career out of it, who would you mimic your game after? You would be compared to who?
Ocho, man. No, I just wanted to see what your face was saying, man. I wanted to see what your face was going to be like.
He wasn't fast. I went, what? You was fast?
But the crazy thing is, when I was,
that went over him.
He could beat me?
Yeah,
is that what he said?
Yeah, you missed that.
It didn't even register in my ears. I didn't even know what he was talking about. I thought he was talking about beating some eggs or Michael Jackson beat it or something like that.
But that's when you talked about comparison, Galloway is who I thought about.
Joey, yeah.
Joey Galloway is who I thought about. Boy, if you had
go.
time to put that together, had the football IQ there, the plays and all of that, and the timing down, bro, he was like a gazelle out there, bro.
Yeah.
But you know what really stopped me was that I was in camp and I'm sitting up there at like 1 o'clock in the morning trying to remember plays while my roommate was asleep. And you know we gotta get up like 6, you know what I mean?
Right.
So I'm trying to remember like these 10, 15 plays, and I'm like, I'll remember the rest later. I'm just gonna be trash on these first couple, but I'm gonna get it. And that's how it was that day. And then I was like, later I'm gonna get the other plays the next night and I'm gonna learn them. They threw some more plays on top of us.
Right.
I'm literally sitting in bed the next night, like still 1 o'clock in the morning, I'm like,
That's
you
right.
know what?
This ain't it.
this ain't it for me.
Man, probably back in, you were young, you were a jit, like we say, you were a jit. And there was a clip of you did an interview, and you said, when it's all said and done, I want my name to be mentioned with the greats. And at that time, right, this was before Usain Bolt, you mentioned Carl Lewis, Jesse Owens, all right, Michael Johnson, just retired, 40 years of age. What is the legacy?
I feel I have accomplished what I set out to do. I took a very unorthodox path to get there. But I feel like the times I've ran, the medals I've won, had spoken that I'm one of the greats. But I think also the inspiration that I've instilled in the younger athletes to want to be better, to want to do better, getting emails and DMs about you inspired me 5 years ago, 7 years ago to be what I am today. I've had people who never ran track before and they started being mastered athletes. Only because I realized later on in my career, it wasn't necessarily speed that I put on the track, it was determination and believing in myself. So I think to answer your question, I can finally say that I'm matched up to what the greats out there.
What I love about you, the more I dove into like your story and your process, like I like the process. I like to get in the mindset of the athlete. To me, you would be compared to like a Drew Brees. I'm out there, methodical, you know what I'm saying, strategy. You know, some dudes is just out there I'm an athlete, I'm winging it. You know what I'm saying? And that's what I love about you, is your mindset. Not only how you trained and recovered and all that stuff, but also the strategy behind it. And you taught me a lot about track and field, because I thought it was just out there, just run, boom, run. This transition, we talked about transition earlier, this transition into this, you know, you just retired a year ago. So now you're training the next up. You know, you got 8-year-olds, 9-year-olds, 10-year-olds, 11-year-olds. So this transition into youth sports and how you're giving back, like, you know, how much time do you spend on the physical? How much time do you spend on the mental? Like, what's your approach to this transition and to giving back to these next, you know, Olympic sprinters and world-class sprinters? And how did this come about? Like, what made you say, I want to do this?
I always want to work with the youth. So usually throughout my career, when I go to different places and we look for appearance fee, I also incorporate that I want to work with your youth in your country. So then I'm me, not any other sprinters. I go out, I go to like neighboring schools in Jamaica. I've gone to neighboring schools in Japan. Anywhere I go, I try to work with their youth, because I really truly believe that, like you said, the fastest man is out there. He just ain't really been seen yet, you know? So I want to inspire the next generation. So that's why I've been working with and put together Pressure Track Club, because most of the athletes I'm working with, they love track, but they also love football. And when it comes to the physical aspect of things, they 100. Like, they are the youth phenoms of their generation, and they're the people that will go into the next level and be the you know what I'm saying? The me, all of us who have been on that top of that mountain, they're destined to be. So my thing is, why don't we take those people that we know who can be destined to be and be able to make them better? How do we make them better? Mentally. Make them not just an athlete, but be able to look at themselves and know their worth as a brand and as a business person.
How are you preparing these kids for the pitfalls that they might face, whether it be in track or in football or in life? How are you preparing them for the things that you faced throughout your career?
I'm candid with them. You know, I've been through so much in my career, ups and downs. I had a band early in my career, like when I was 18, and it was for Adderall, which I'm ADD. I've been ADD since I was in 2nd grade. I still struggle with ADD right now. But for me, I wanted to make sure they understood what it meant to have a disability, for one, and to be able to just overcome whatever disability. And now their disability may not even be medical. It may be performance anxiety of some sort. But the thing is, we're all human. You know, we're all human. So I want them to realize that it's okay to be nervous. It's okay to be scared. It's okay to have a loss, because if you turn that loss into a lesson, that means you'll come back bigger and stronger next time around.
I have 85 kids, and all of them, they're good at their respective craft, but it's a time to work, it's a time to be serious, but it's also time to still enjoy being a kid so you don't burn yourself out in whatever it is that you do, whether it be track, whether it be football, Have you been able to balance allowing the kids to still be kids but also be great at what they do as well, so they don't miss that time and that enjoyment of what it feels like to be a child because they're so bombarded in being great at whatever it is that they do?
I'm a big advocate again for making sure kids enjoy being kids. When we practiced, they came down to Orlando to practice with me not too long ago, and the backing of their parents, which is A1. These parents fly across the United States for moments to be able to make sure their kid has a foundation to be able to build off of that. Moments, I mean, coming to practice, learning your order, practicing hard, and then after that, they go to Disney World, Universal Studios, go to the pool, have a good time. So we never take away that component of being a kid, because guess what got us to where we at? Guess what got us to being NFL players and Olympians is that passion. If you kind of like stifle that passion with chores or obligations that are really set for an adult, then these kids are gonna do the opposite of what you want them to do, which is they're gonna hate the sport. They're not gonna wanna play it no more. By the time, if they're 11, by the time they're 15, they're gonna do something else with their life. But what I wanna do is I wanna create an environment for them so they understand, okay, this hard work and dedication will give you this. Right. If you wanna have a good time and play and socialize, you will get this. Right. So giving those young athletes a choice to be able to exercise, but know the clarity that comes with those choices.
Yeah, but you just said the next world-class sprinters is who you're working with. These are phenoms. You know what I'm saying? Like, that mindset is just different. You know what I mean? Where it's like, you know, some of these youth athletes, right? And I would say all of us, we actually had fun working and competing. That's what I mean by greatness. So you don't have to talk to a phenom about the work.
Because it's already in them. The key word to the athletes that he works with, phenom. You born with that. That's right. You born with it. We talk about 10, 11, 12. You born with that. There's nothing their parents can do to say, all right, this is what you got to do. You got to be great. There's a certain it factor that you can't coach, you can't teach. It's just already in you. It's already in these kids. So I think for them, you don't have to push. You don't have to push.
Yeah.
No. All you got to, listen, the pencil is already writing. All he got to do and the parent got to do is keep that sharp. They already got it.
May 14th, tune in. I'm gonna take the kids down to Jamaica. We run a youth meet down there, and they all gonna run the relay. They're gonna run individual races. This is their first time going abroad, and they're gonna run internationally.
May 14th?
May 14th.
Really?
We're gonna go from Jamaica, and we're gonna go to Canada after that, and we have a couple other places that's lined up.
Wow, so you're taking this thing internationally.
I want to. I want to teach them what it feels like to be an athlete at a certain level before they get there, so they'll understand it by the time they get there.
Blaze, where you at? Come here. I heard you was the real deal. Ocho was telling me, like, you don't know Blaze? I'm like, no, I don't know Blaze. He's like, you know Blaze if I show you. Come here, sit right here. Sit right here. He's like, you know Blaze, you know Blaze. I was like, no, I don't know Blaze. Like, I don't be on Twitter like him and Instagram and all of that. So, you think you can beat him in a race? I heard you was fast.
Yeah, for sure.
For sure? Why are you so confident?
Because, like, I feel like I work out, like, every day. I work out every day, and I just feel like I could be faster than him.
Right. I love it. What's your goals? Do you have goals? Do you have visions? Like, what's your vision? What's your goals?
My goal is to go to the NFL and be a receiver.
Oh, receiver. Why receiver?
Because I just like receiver.
Yeah. Who your favorite receiver? Wait. Wait, before you answer. Okay. Who your favorite receiver?
Ocho Cinco.
Let's go. Blaze, come on, man.
Blaze.
Inspiring generations. That's what I work for.
Hey.
That's why
I've never been to a Super Bowl, but my name
still rings.
We had to fight to get a meal. Yeah, wrongfully accused. We had to fight to get appeals. That's why we right to get a deal. He on the team, he gotta eat, you know. Despite your skills, keep it riding for the fam. You gotta light the wheels straight up. But in the past bad, work up in the trash bag. I'll pass a lot to take the test before I pass class. And my family needed bread, I had to come correct. That's why I keep airing it out like I just passed gas.